So the C-suite, like every other part of the org chart, is going to look and feel and act and sound dramatically different as we navigate through the age of AI. I think today, most of the narrative in terms of the impact of AI on the professional sector, the knowledge sector, is on people lower down on the org chart that have highly mechanized roles. We've seen announcements from companies where they've let go of all their customer support agents because it is almost 100% scripted role. So yes, they can replace it with AI because the role was designed as an algorithm. None of the human was able to come forward. But when you go up the org chart and you look at it in the C-suite, you think of how decisions are made in the C-suite of most organizations. And I've been a CEO, I've been in that C-suite, I've been in those meetings. And a lot of those decisions are also highly mechanistic. They're determined and informed, highly informed, by the spreadsheet. People sometimes derogatorily use the term spreadsheet jockey when they're referring to the C-suite. When you break down their decisions, a lot of it goes back to the spreadsheet. And that's not because they're bad people, it's because the system of that we all exist in. We are incentivized by maximizing for the spreadsheet, for the top line, for the bottom line. We use terms like maximizing shareholder value and returns. So executives for the last 50 years have been trained and incentivized for a world of spreadsheet decision making. And here's a big surprise. AI is better at spreadsheet decision making than any executive on the face of the planet. So just like that call center rep way down on the org chart is getting replaced by AI because their job is highly mechanistic and scripted, the same thing is going to happen to CEOs as well, to executives as well, because we've turned every part of the org chart into highly mechanized work. It's all basically pre-algorithm. But that doesn't mean we are all going to be replaced by AI, whether it's the call center agent or the executive. What it means is we have to do the work to determine what is the value we're going to create tomorrow as we invite AIs in to take over that machine-like work. So let the machines machine so the humans can once again human. Are we going to get rid of executive teams and it's just going to be a series of AIs? No. What executives are going to have to root themselves in is what we're all going to have to root ourselves in, which is what is the human work we need to do now that we have the ability to invite these AIs in and command them, to bend them to our will to do the machine work. What is the human work we're going to have to do? That's not going to be an easy question for most executives or most of us to be able to answer. But those are the conversations we need to have with ourselves, with each other. Those are the conversations that the C-suite needs to have amongst themselves. And those are the conversations that the C-suite needs to lead for the organization. So what does the executive team look like in the future? I still think we have a CEO, we have a chief operating officer, we have a VP of finance, we have all these executive roles. But what they do is going to look, feel, and sound very different. I think CEOs are going to have to become much more humanistic leaders. I think they're going to have to be philosopher kings and queens, especially over the next 5 to 10 years, as they seek to lead the people on their teams and their organizations through this seismic AI transformation. They will be able to unburden themselves from the spreadsheet decision making, perhaps not the final decisions, but they'll be able to leverage and use AI to parse through all the data, provide options, highlight the optimal decisions to make, but then apply their judgment, their taste, their sense of direction and leadership to make the right final decisions. Not to leave it simply to AI, but to make those final decisions. And most importantly, to root themselves in their humanity so that they can effectively lead their organization through this transition. So what exactly that's going to look like, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know. We'll figure it out through these conversations. But I am 100% confident the executive team of the future, the CEO of the future, is much more of a human-led leader than a spreadsheet-led leader.